Picture a school morning in small-town America. Yellow paint glows under a cool sky. Kids climb the steps two at a time. A low, steady rumble rolls in from the curb as a DT-466 settles into a gentle idle. If you grew up in America in the 1990s, you probably rode this bus. Why did the International 3800 show up in nearly every district, every state, every neighborhood? Because it was built simple, built strong, and it always showed up. Introduced in 1989 and produced for 15 years, it helped define the modern era of American school transportation and a generation's daily routine. By the early 1980s, the mighty International Harvester was falling apart. Decades of strikes, debt, and a brutal recession had gutted one of America's oldest truck makers. When the dust finally settled, the old Harvester name was gone, replaced in 1986 by a leaner, reborn company called Navistar International. Their mission was simple: rebuild trust and do it the way they always had, through hard iron. At the time, the S-Series schoolmaster buses, built from 1979 through 1988, were showing their age. Heavy steel, dated cab design, and maintenance headaches made them feel like holdovers from another decade. So, Navistar went back to the drawing board. In 1989, they launched a new Type C chassis built to modern standards, the International 3800. The strategy was brilliant in its simplicity. Use the proven bones of the 4700, 4900 medium-duty truck, share parts across fleets, and cut costs without cutting strength. The result bridged two worlds: the muscle of American trucking and the everyday reliability of school transportation. Beneath that familiar yellow shell sat a Class 6 ladder-type steel frame, welded solid from high-strength truck-grade steel, the same foundation used under the International 4700. It was built to take punishment: potholes, salt, snow, and endless stop-and-go routes that chewed through lighter machines. The layout stayed proudly traditional: front engine, rear-wheel drive, because simplicity wins in the long run. Pop the hood, and everything you need is right there. The composite hood was light enough to lift with one hand, swinging open on heavy-duty hinges that rarely failed. Inside, the engine bay was wide and open, giving mechanics the kind of access most modern designs forgot. You could reach the alternator, belts, and filters in minutes. No plastic shrouds, no hidden bolts, just steel and logic. That was the whole philosophy: keep it mechanical, keep it honest, keep it affordable to maintain. Where a Crown Supercoach chased aerospace precision and a Bluebird focused on mass production, the International 3800 stood in the middle: practical, tough, and utterly American. You could spot an International 3800 from a block away. That 5-bar chrome grille, the square twin headlights, and the bright red-orange diamond logo up front became the face of American school transportation. By the mid-1990s, a light facelift added chrome trim, a reshaped hood, and the new Navistar emblem, but the character never changed. Inside the cab, everything was built for work, not show. Big analog gauges filled the dash, toggle switches clicked with a satisfying snap, and a 4-spoke steering wheel sat ahead of a simple mechanical seat. No touchscreens, no mystery lights, just clear, sturdy controls in gray and black, easy to clean and made to last. Under that long yellow hood lived the reason so many 3800s are still running today: the DT-466. It wasn't just an engine, it was a legend. From 1989 through 1993, the lineup started with two straight sixes: the DT-360, a 5.9-liter rated around 190 horsepower, and the larger DT-466, a 7.6-liter workhorse making between 210 and 230 horsepower. These were fully mechanical diesels, simple, overbuilt, and capable of racking up 500,000 miles before needing an overhaul. In the bus world, that kind of stamina made it king. By 1994, The world was going electronic. Navistar added the T444E, a 7.3-liter Power-Stroke V8 borrowed from Ford's Super Duty trucks, and later the DT466E with HEUI fuel injection, hydraulic electronic unit injectors that improved efficiency and emissions without losing that classic diesel grunt. Mechanics needed laptops now, but the soul of the engine remained the same. What drivers remember most wasn't the numbers, it was the sound. That deep, throaty idle rolling through quiet neighborhoods at dawn, the way the engine dug in on a hill, delivering torque right where you needed it. People used to say you could hear a DT466 from 2 blocks away. Compared to the Cummins 5.9 B series, the DT466 wasn't lighter or quicker, but it didn't need to be. It was built for the long game. Thick cast iron block, wet sleeve design, easy rebuilds, and a heartbeat you could trust. It wasn't just the heart of the 3800, it was the sound of reliability itself. Paired with that diesel heart was a lineup of transmissions that defined how the 3800 felt on the road. Most were fitted with the Allison AT545, a 4-speed automatic with no overdrive. Simple, unkillable, and about as bulletproof as gearboxes come. It wasn't fancy, and at 55 to 60 miles an hour the revs ran high, but it just kept pulling, day after day, year after year. Later models brought more refinement with the Allison MT643 and MD3060, 5- and 6-speed automatics that added overdrive and electronic controls. Those shifts felt smoother, the engines quieter, and the fuel bills a little lighter. A few districts in hilly country even ordered Spicer 5-speed manuals, giving drivers full control of the DT466's torque on long climbs. Stopping power came from 2 choices: air brakes, standard on most heavy configurations, and hydraulic systems for smaller fleets. Either way, the pedal feel was confident and predictable, the kind of response drivers trusted when hauling 40 kids down a mountain road. Behind the wheel, visibility was wide, the steering light and the chassis steady. You could feel the weight, the strength, the truth of real steel moving beneath you. No, it wasn't the quietest bus ever built, but every driver who took the seat said the same thing. It may not be smooth, but it'll never let you down. What truly made the International 3800 a national icon wasn't just what Navistar built, it was what others built on top of it. The chassis became the foundation for nearly every major American body maker of its time. Bluebird fitted it with its familiar All-American and TC2000 style bodies. Thomas-built buses mounted their durable safety liner shells on it. Ward, later reborn as Amtran, joined the mix alongside Carpenter, Wayne, and Corbeil. That flexibility was the secret to its success. A school district in Arizona could order a Bluebird-bodied 3800 with air conditioning and hydraulic brakes, while a fleet in Vermont might choose a Thomas body with air brakes and extra insulation. The Navistar chassis stayed constant, dependable, standard, easy to service, while the bodybuilder gave each customer exactly what they needed. By the late 1990s, Navistar took the next logical step and acquired Amtran, merging body and chassis into one unified product. From that marriage came IC Bus, the descendant that still carries the international DNA today. And that reliability wasn't just a promise, it became fact. Most served 20 to 25 years without major issues, and many were still running well into the 2010s. Parts were everywhere, the frame was simple, and the lack of electronics kept repairs cheap. The DT466 could cross 500,000 miles before overhaul, and even then, rebuilding it cost less than replacing it. In places like Mercer County, New Jersey, fleets ran 3800s until 2018. Proof that some buses outlived the students they once carried. By the late 1990s, the 3800 had ruled America's schoolyards for nearly a decade. but rivals were closing in. Freightliner stepped up with the FS65, a clean sheet design launched in 1997. It borrowed from the company's truck lineup and offered modern touches: smoother steering, quieter cabs, and engines from Mercedes-Benz and Caterpillar. On the horizon, Bluebird prepared its own revolution, the Vision, introduced in 2003, the first modern conventional to combine chassis and body under one roof. They were both strong contenders. The FS65 felt more refined, its air suspension and insulation softening the ride, while the Vision looked sleek and forward-thinking. But when it came to durability, the International still had the upper hand. The 3800's heavy steel frame and legendary DT466 kept working long after newer buses started racking up repair bills. Parts for the International could be found in nearly every town, and any mechanic who could fix a farm truck could fix a 3800. Most drivers agreed on one thing: the FS65 might ride nicer, but the 3800 never left you stranded. By the time the competition caught up, the 3800 was already a classic, a product of an era when buses were built by truckmen, not design committees, and reliability still meant steel, sweat, and miles. Of course, even legends have their rough edges. The Allison AT545, beloved for its simplicity, had one major flaw: no overdrive. That meant high revs on the highway, louder cabins, and fuel bills that crept higher every year. The T444E diesel, while powerful, could leak oil if neglected, and replacing injectors wasn't cheap. Later models with the MD3060 transmission and HEUI fuel systems demanded diagnostic tools few small garages owned, making backyard repairs a thing of the past. Then there was rust, the silent enemy. Depending on the bodybuilder, corrosion could eat through panels and stepwells in northern states where salt ruled the winter roads. Yet even with those faults, the 3800 earned forgiveness. Its frame stayed solid, its DT466 kept pulling, and its reputation for dependability never wavered. By 2004, time had finally caught up with the 3800. After 15 solid years, Navistar retired its most trusted workhorse and replaced it with the International 3300, built on the new Durastar platform. The following year, the company went one step further, launching the ICCE series, a fully integrated design where body and chassis were built under one roof. The new generation brought cleaner emissions, electronic controls, and welded frames designed for modern regulations. But in gaining sophistication, it lost a little of that old mechanical soul. The levers, gauges, and raw steel simplicity gave way to sensors, modules, and screens. Did you ever ride an International 3800? Share your memories below. Like if you still remember the sound of a DT466 on a cold winter morning. Subscribe to see what came next. Freightliner FS65, the challenger that came too late.